Good afternoon, it's Lisa here. I'm just doing a quick video response for a challenge that Cheryl at Deli Girl 1951, sorry, I should have looked that up before. It's always the numbers that get me, but I'll put the link below. She's doing an ATC she's doing an ATC challenge right now and an embellishment challenge. And I'm getting in here just with days to spare. It's on until September the 15th, so I got to get to the post office shortly here. ATC cards are very hard for me. They are a super challenge. I have no idea why. I think because it's so small. The smaller the thing is, the less you can kind of put on it. And then one of Cheryl's requirements was that she wanted it to be, I think, more simple and not over embellished is what she said. So not a bunch of frou-frou stuff on it. So the simpler it's supposed to be, I think the more difficult it is for me, because you can't keep throwing stuff at it until you're finally satisfied. Everything on it has to be kind of deliberate. So let me show you what I came up with. Now Cheryl works at Starbucks, so tea and coffee and frappes and everything are a big part of her life. So, and you also had to use a napkin. So it had to be not over embellished, and you had to use a napkin. And I'd never done any decoupage or napkin stuff before. So the napkin I used was this one, and I used this little scene here. You can see the two chairs, little bistro scene, and that's the back of it. I really like these napkins. So I thought I would give that a try with some decoupage. And it did get a little bit darker because I used some gray chipboard on here. So I don't know if that affected it, but it did make it a little bit darker. I just used a steaming cup of hot coffee or tea. And I don't know if you can tell, but I put some little bit of color there for the tea or coffee with some glossy accents, a little bit of sparkle on the teacup, and of course some butterflies with the sentiment, "Your kindness warms my heart." Some simple bling down there, mirrored up here, and here's the back of it. So I called this Tea for Two. And I'm thinking two because there's two butterflies that are maybe friends, and two chairs. That's what I thought anyway. Try to come up with a story for it. So that's the embellishment. Sorry, the ATC. Oy, oy, oy. The embellishment that I did, now I've never done this before either. I altered some of those tickets. So those also, I mean, if this canvas wasn't small enough to try to make something on, these canvases, which is 2 inch by 1 inch, are even smaller. But fun! I mean, this is so neat. I've seen so many people do such neat things with these tickets. I had to try my hand at it. So here's one, and I'm thinking maybe, Cheryl can put these on a card or some kind of a layout or a bag or something like that. So that's a little tea bag right there. You're my cup of tea. Thanks. And kindness with a bird. I always have to work my butterfly punch into everything that I do. I'm sure you've noticed that by now. So the stamp set that I used was from Fiskars, and this is the Latte Love. You can see some of the images that I used there. The sentiment. Really like this one. And of course I used my little EK6S punch. And then she asked for, I don't think it was an absolute requirement, but she did ask for some images, if you had some images to share. And I really don't have a lot of vintagey images off the internet or things like that. It's either I've got paper or stamps. So I didn't have a lot of images per se. But I noticed that some people are sending her napkins, and I think that Cheryl does collect napkins because she's got an awful lot of them and a big variety of them, and some of the same ones that I have. So that kind of limited me because we have some of the same ones already. But I'm going to send her the napkins that I used for my project. I think those are really cool. Hope she doesn't have those yet. I've got some corks, which look a little vintagey to me. Hopefully she doesn't have that one. And just a nice bright flowers that maybe she does actually a lot with napkins. There were some really neat things on cards and that. So hopefully she doesn't have those, but I've got to get these out in the mail today, so I wanted to do a quick share. I will leave the link for Cheryl's channel down below. Go check her out. She's doing junk journals right now, and she's doing a fabulous job of it. She does cards, 3x3 cards, normal size cards. She does embellishments. She crochets. She's talented, beyond talented, so you'll want to go check her out. You'll definitely learn something new from her. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Talk to you later.